Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. India is all set for a two-wheeled revolution. The largest two-wheeler market in the world is in the midst of a transformation, and in the next few years, electric two-wheelers are expected to take over an estimated 40% of the market. This is an estimate of 2030 by the McKinsey and Company, and that's a major jump from today, when only 1.5 lakh electric two-wheelers are sold each year. That's just about 1% of the total market. Hi, I am your host for the evening, Raudra Bhattacharya from the Hindustan Times, and joining me for the final session of our two-day HT Auto EV Conclave is Mr. Ravindran Nambiar of Joy E-Bike. Mr. Nambiar will talk about the disruption this eco-friendly and cost-effective mode of travel is bringing to the country and the challenges in this journey. We will also discuss the recent changes in government policies with respect to electric vehicles, both at the central and the state level. We will talk about the reduced costs of lithium-ion batteries and the increased power availability, all of which are fast making electric vehicles a preferred mode of travel for one and all. Welcome to the show, Mr. Nambiar.
Thank you,
My first
Rajat.
question. Thank you, sir. My first question is really taking from the estimates that that McKinsey has shared with us, right? I mean, 30% of the market by FY25, that's 5 million units. This figure is expected to reach 9 million by 2030. That's 40% of the market, right? That's a massive number. And the government is also clearly going all guns blazing, both at the central level, and you see a lot of states rolling out their own incentive schemes for two-wheelers. So the key question then is, are we seeing demand catching up, consumer demand, and is the industry lining up supply, the capacity to be able to meet this demand in line with these really, large numbers?
Thank you, Raudra, for having me on this exciting discussion that we are going to have. We are at a very interesting transition of our times, wherein, yes, you have rightly said, the reports are speaking in a right way that there is going to be a big traction in terms of the number of vehicles or electric vehicles demand going up. The many players have lined up their offerings. The government has put a what do we say, ped on the accelerator, and it has given a lot of incentives and a lot of encouragement to the buyers in terms of incentives, in terms of subsidy, in terms of policies like FAME 2 policies by the government of India, and various state governments also rolling out subsidies to encourage mass adoption of electric vehicles. So the figures are pointing out in the right direction. Very soon there would be a lot of offerings from a lot of good players from the market coming on board, and likewise the industry demand is going good. A lot of supply chain management issues also have been addressed, wherein a lot of sourcing from the industry, locally manufacturing is happening. So things are looking pretty rosy and happening in terms of the demand picking up from the market, thanks to the rising fuel prices. One second is thanks to the a lot of awareness towards contributing towards a good environment, which is evidently seen and experienced by the citizens of India, thanks to one of the benefits of corona, wherein you could say the transportation emission was down, and hence the carbon footprint was down, and hence we could see a better atmosphere. So all this is leading to a good traction building up, good companies coming up with good products, government putting a pedestal on the accelerator and stating that yes, we are for the game, into the game, and there we are to support you for all electric vehicle manufacturing.
Right. And Mr. Nambiar, you've seen the results as well, right? I mean, July was a 450% increase in sales is what I saw. Are these numbers correct? I mean, those are massive growth, and especially at a time when most of the automotive sector is seeing unprecedented challenges in demand, in being able to, even supply side constraints as well, right?
Yes, the numbers have definitely gone up. We ourselves at Joy E-Bike, the flagship company, World Wizard Innovations and Mobility Limited, are experiencing that particular traction. So our demand for our product offerings, the market has gone up. Our distribution is asking for a good number of units month on month. So I see a lot of constraints being addressed, but the constraints will stay. It has to be addressed by the stakeholders of the ecosystem in the EV ecosystem. Yes, things will happen. So I feel a lot of challenges will have to be overcome, and supply chain management is one of that issue. But a lot of localization, indigenization, a lot of products coming from the local markets, batteries, battery packs, lithium ion battery packs, the various components other required for electric vehicle also being locally being developed. So things should look very rosy, and it is looking, because we are also seeing a huge spurge in our demand at Joy e-bikes.
Right. That really is a great segue into my next question. I mean, from new policies that are, I mean, today, government policies play a major role in incentivizing sales, right? But, as we go forward, other levers will become much more important. Cost optimization, thereby, of course, reducing the purchase cost, and ownership cost is already a great story for electric two-wheelers. But then the other thing is about, standardized charging stations across the country. So there's sort of a mobility between brands, between your own products as well. So, as you go forward, how do you see these drivers of change, drivers of growth for the electric two-wheeler space sort of shaping up? When do we see a movement beyond demand driven by policy to demand driven by more stronger and sustainable levers?
Basically, there are various levers to the demand going up in the market. One of the levers would be the definitely the government encouragement by way of a lot of fiscal incentives and subsidy benefits to the consumer and at the factory level. But
Right.
I see what happens is the cost of ownership has also gone up because of all such initiatives by the government side. And secondly, probably if you look at the owning, after owning the vehicle, look at the cost of maintaining a vehicle is also very low. So that also
Right.
drives the factor in terms of, so charging ecosystem is a play that the entire ecosystem is looking forward to. It's a collaborative effort. A lot of people are coming forth. The government has also put a lot of encouragement and fiscal incentives towards putting up charging infrastructure. The homologation of the chargers, the electric chargers, is still yet to happen, because the battery packs, the lithium ion battery packs, the charging points are still, everybody's manufacturing and putting up as per their own customized requirement and as own product. But eventually, the way things have moved up the space in solar, or the way things have moved up in the telecom industry, where mobile phones are now being charged by a couple of, only two types of chargers, one the C type and the, so same thing, things are going to shape up over a period of time. People are working towards it. One of the leading giant has announced that it is going to be announcing all its chargers. Ether, the company that we look forward to, also it has also announced that they will giving away the charger designs to other players to put up the chargers. So likewise, electrical chargers, battery operated vehicle chargers will come forth, and the charging ecosystem would also be homologated, so that mass adoption of the two wheelers, mass adoption of the battery operated vehicles will happen, and things will change for good. So I definitely, there's a lot of encouragement and a lot of support from all sides of the stakeholders, be it a manufacturer, be it a government, or be it the consumer. Everybody's psyched up and geared up. Yes, ownership, cost of ownership, at least in the two-wheeler segment, is being addressed. But yes, we'll still look forward to the passenger cars and things happening in that shape, in that domain as well.
Wonderful. And I think an important thing that you mentioned is that the entire industry has realized that, the pie has to be grown, and the industry needs to work together for this. I mean, that's a great example, right? Ether opening up its own patents
Yes.
for others to use. And I remember a few years back, Tesla did that as well, right? In the US, where they opened up their patents for others to use. And the
Yes.
pie growing larger is great for everybody. That brings me to a specific question about Joy e-bike. It's one of the India's leading electric two-wheeler manufacturers. Your market cap has grown for 500 crore in September to about 1700 crore today
Yes.
is a number that we have, right? I mean, you're
Yes.
one of the first, I think the first manufacturing company, electric vehicle manufacturing company to be listed in the BSE.
True,
So,
true, true.
what is your message to investors looking at the future potential of this industry? Not only your script, but this industry, right? I mean, because as we go forward, clearly there's a huge amount of money being coming into the capital markets. This is an exciting sector. There's a huge potential. It's still in its nascent space. For any investor looking to enter this space, clearly there's a huge amount of upside potential. So what would your message to investors be? And sir, if the light could be switched on, thank you. That would be great.
There's some power outage in the vicinity that I'm sitting. So
Okay.
I think they are switching it on. Yeah.
That's fine, sir. So
Yeah. Please. Sorry for the trouble.
no. So my question is very straight. So basically, what would your message to investors be who are looking at the electric vehicle space as an investment opportunity? There's a lot of money coming into the capital markets today. A lot of the newer funds flowing in is for much younger people. These are the numbers that the mutual fund industry is talking about. So, what would your message to these investors be if they are keen to invest and in the future upside potential of this industry?
Rodro, I was reading one of the report right from January this year to June 21. The foreign direct investment or the deals that have been made in the electrical vehicle space is somewhere around 25,000 crores plus.
Right.
And a lot of good deals, a lot of big names in the segment have mobbed up so much of capital towards setting up the entire EV game in the market. So I see definitely the investor interest is very positive. Is very bullish on the entire electrical vehicle ecosystem, be it automobile segment, be it battery lithium-ion battery packs, or be your putting up charging infrastructure. So all that is happening in a very big space. And so transport sector and automobiles predominantly, if I talk about Joy Bike as a company, we are predominantly a two-wheeler battery manufacturing company, and we are into the manufacturing and assembling operations. So we are assemble two-wheelers. And look at automobile sector in India. India is predominantly a two-wheeler automobile market, and more than 20 million two-wheelers are being sold each year by various IC engine vehicles that is being said. So it predominantly is a two-wheeler market, and we are in that space. Joy Bike has the complete offering of two-wheeler segments across, ranging from a small scooter to a high-performance bike. So we are in that segment, and we have been listed on the Bombay Stock Exchange. So we look forward to a greater participation from the retail investors coming on board, and they are looking forward to picking up and put a good investor interest coming forth from a lot of counters, be it a retail investor in the equity markets, or be it of institutional investors from the various segments. So we have been getting a lot of good traction as far as investor interest is also concerned, seeing the good growth story happening around the EV ecosystem in India, thanks to so many pointers that I've been highlighting in my earlier discussions as well. So it's been happening in a good space.
No, Mr. So Nambiar, that's actually a great sort of a segue into what is really playing out in the capital markets. It's not only electric vehicles. The way investors are showing interest in investing behind companies of the new economy, so to say, right? A lot of companies, startups are getting listed. I think it all ties back in. This is very encouraging. A lot of younger people are investing in the markets today. I believe they are all connected in some way. I also wanted to touch upon one point that you mentioned as really the one of the biggest drivers for the industry. Road transport, right? I mean, it's the largest contributor to CO2 emissions, and we are all aware of the IPCC report a few days back, right? I mean,
yes.
It's just 2 decades, right? And temperatures will go up by 1.5%, and there's very little. They very clearly said there's very little we can do to change course of that. We can maybe sharp movements can maybe change some things, but not significantly, right? I mean, and that's worrisome. So So my question to you here is, I mean, almost 60% of global vehicle sales need to shift to zero emission vehicles. In India, how far are we away from that? And this is not only for two wheelers, right? I mean, a huge portion of that you did mention were from commercial vehicles. So how do we make that shift? How do we accelerate that shift? Your company not only makes two wheelers but also batteries. So you're part of the larger ecosystem. Uh, what is really the play here?
See, as I told you, there's a lot of traction building up on the mass adoption of electric vehicles. But I would rather say ki what is happening is in the first of all, there's a lot of awareness, and
Hmm.
because of this, there's a lot of encouraging mass adoption happening. Now, second is one thing that I would like to highlight is the first mile delivery and the last mile delivery network of two wheelers is grossly being used by IC engine vehicles, which is
Right.
now looking forward to moving its fleet. Like a lot of big players have announced, and we are also getting a lot of inquiries from companies wanting to move their fleet from regular IC engine vehicles to electric vehicles. So the low hanging fruits of captive vehicles being deployed for delivery and logistics network by the big giants of the ecosystem are looking at changing their fleet from the regular IC engine vehicles, two wheelers, to electric vehicles. Second is increasing quality in the battery cell chemistry is giving a lot of good mileage and charging support in terms of fast chargers, and everything is happening. So
Hmm.
what will happen, this will give a lot of impetus and encouragement to the consumer who intends to buy a electric two wheeler. So encouragement is there. There are a lot of measures by the private enterprise as well as the government and as well as the consumers side. Everybody is taking interest in uh, here the important factor is one, there are certain segments which are being fastly adopting electric vehicle. So one is the small, as I told you, first mile delivery or the last mile delivery.
Right.
So the that connectivity is being addressed by a lot of electric vehicle deployment, and the delivery B2B logistics and B2C logistics support is also looking forward to. But yes, there is more to come, more is expected, and things are looking happening. So we at Joy Bike are also catering to various, we are also coming up with products which would be, or product two wheelers which would be catering to the delivery and logistics business in times to come. So very soon we will have a product which would be catering to the delivery and logistics business, the first mile connectivity, the last mile connectivity business. So likewise, we are also integrating our offering in a manner
Hmm.
which would kind of complement the market requirement and hence grow the, you rightly identified that the challenge of IPCC report of the world temperature rising up and hence the climate change effect, it is already evident in the market that because of the
Right.
climate change effect, things are not looking good. And there is as part of the sustainable development goal initiative by the United Nations, our countries and a lot of countries are committed to reducing the carbon footprint, and adopting electrical vehicle mass adoption, encouragement of mass adoption vehicle is one big step uh, towards that, achieving that initiative of zero emission. So that can be happening when all stakeholders get together on a common theme and then address the issue in a proper, amicable manner to everybody. That's what I look at it.
Right, right, right. I mean, completely agree with you there. I mean, the industry getting together is only when a massive shift is going to happen. One question, about your success story, of course. Joy e-bike has powered the Make in India initiative, right? As far as the components for the e-bikes is concerned, and I think this is extremely significant considering that till date a lot of the components were imported,
I lost
many
you.
from China. So, what challenges did you face in this journey? How far have you reached, and what are the learnings that you could share from this move? Mr. Nambia, could you hear me? Mr. Nambia? So I think Mr. Nambia is facing some technical issues.
Yes.
Sir, are you back?
I'm
Okay, okay.
yeah,
Well,
I'm just, just the power is also back.
yes, that's wonderful, and that's extremely important, right? I mean, without power, how will we grow this
So that was
entire sector?
good test of how power is integral to all our ecosystem.
Right. So I'll just repeat my question again, and this is again an ode to your to the Joy e-bike story, right? I mean, you have powered the Make in India initiative as far as the components of the e-bikes is concerned. You're manufacturing them in-house, and this is a major shift, right? I mean, till date, most of the manufacturers have been importing several key components, and the key components largely being the motor and the battery, right? So, what challenges have you faced in this journey so far? How have you overcome them, and what are the real lessons out there? Because there's so many other electric vehicle players looking to enter the market as of now.
Rodra, Make in India initiative has been at the forefront. We were actually we started long back, and a year and a half back, when we as a company thought of getting into various components that are locally sourced. So if I talk now, close to 60 percentage of our vehicles are locally any the product the components are locally sourced. So right from a battery pack is locally sourced. The battery management system is also locally been developed. The wiring harness for the entire vehicle is been locally developed. The chassis is being locally developed. So likewise, the number of components that are being developed at our end was definitely a challenge in terms of getting the right manufacturing technique, right components, right metal configuration. So all that and knowing the technology very well. So all that has been a challenge throughout. But yes, we are addressing the challenge, taking all breaking down the entire vehicle into various components, and going after development and local development of various components, be it a chassis of the metal frame chassis of the vehicle, be it wiring harness, or be it the battery management system, be it the battery packs, be it the various seating components, or be the various suspension components. So likewise, a lot of components are being locally developed, locally sourced by local vendors. And there and we are see I would like to say that India has been a leading player in the two-wheeler automobile segment. The number one player or the number two player in the world probably is an Indian company. And to the world, we have shown that in the automobile two-wheeler segment, we can beat the largest companies and largest countries in the world. And we have we have proven and showcased that ability in the likes of Bajaj and Hero Motocorps and TVS in the world, of
Yeah.
various factories across the world. So that particular ability of of our country, of our business, of our industry, to come up with local sourced components is big enough. So it's just the point of addressing that challenge, going forward towards lapping up those components from the local support manufacturer. So automobile industry is driven by a lot of ancillary business support functions who are developing the components for us. So there is a huge supply arrangement from various suppliers for the various components available in Indian market. The scale of dynamics, the scale of economics will play in the picture. The mass adoption going further will drive the prices, and accordingly more affordability will come in the picture. Herein comes the FAME 2 policies, and herein comes to the subsidy of the benefit. So likewise, this challenge of Make in India, developing the components locally, has been at Joy by Ward Wizard Innovations and Mobility. We have taken it on the go, taken it from the head, and our entire management and our team is focused towards developing these components locally and putting at a 100% Make in India vehicle very soon on the block. We are already on the job, and very soon, another quarter or so, you will see a completely make in India vehicle being developed by Joy e-bike team.
That's great.
So we're
That's
already.
great. Mr. Nambiar, you did mention the big players in this space, right? And of course, they have shown globally the capability of our automotive industry. And over the years, with these bigger players, we have built a very strong ancillary sector as well. Right now, these mainstream OEMs have now started entering the electric two-wheeler space as well. This space was largely dominated by startups for many years, but now you see the bigger players getting into it. My question to you here is, what role will marketing differentiation between brands play as the space gets really crowded, and how do you see segmentation within the segment, within this this industry, playing out over the next few years?
So that this industry will witness a very big change in the times to come. That's my personal view and opinion. 12 months to 18 months from now, the market in the Indian EV market would be having a lot of offerings from the top good players. We already have lined up offerings coming from the big names of the industry, and
Right.
this the customer would rule the game, is the ultimate king. That's always says. So he will have a larger option of vehicles to choose from, wider technologies, better chemistry of battery cells. So all this will come. Like if we talk about the telecom industry, we have probably the latest technology available in Indian markets. Same thing is going to happen in terms of electrical vehicle segment. 1.5 year from now, 12 months to 18 months from now, we would have the best of the lots from the top big names of the automobile giants coming forth. And yes, it was the onus and responsibility of we players as well, who are startups or who are just grown from the fold, from the small fold. We also take the ownership and mantle, and enjoy bike. We are also focusing towards attacking the market and creating that differential for the better product offering. And we look forward to a lot of good competition, because eventually a lot of stakeholders coming together will thumb the ecosystem in such a manner that the transition, the traction that has built up will definitely deliver to the expected results.
Thank you,
That we'll
sir.
see.
Thank you for your time today, Mr. Nambiar. I know you've been traveling, and joining us has been a little complicated in your current environment. But really glad that you could spend that time. You could take the time out and for this discussion. For our HT Auto EV Conclave Summit, and sharing your insights, of course. It
Thank
was
you.
indeed a very it was indeed a very exciting conversation. I'd also like to thank our viewers for staying with us through both the days, the two days of our inaugural HT Auto EV Conclave, and for tuning into today's session and spending the time on the evening today. Thanks a lot, and hopefully and most likely we will be back again next year with our HT Auto EV Conclave, bigger than what we have done this year. Thanks a lot to our sponsors as well, Mr. Nambiar from Joy E-Bikes, as well as Volvo Car India. Thanks a lot, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Roger. Thank you for having me. Have a good day.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Have a good
Bye.
day.